Hello everyone, welcome to the Advancement Centre and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. Once again, we join together and allow our energies and our fields to interact to bring us to a level that is way above our normal standing. As we do this, it's automatic. It only has to be mentioned and each one of you know exactly what to do without asking your brain and without asking your body. It's a new thing for you, but it is excellent. And now we're going to learn, not actually learn, but experience some of the things that you can do for yourself in a way where you don't have to gather together, but you can switch the energy field on and join it with the earth, with the stars, with your friends, with beings on the other side, with anything you like, with a butterfly, a bird, or a little squirrel. And as soon as you just change your focus into the world of magic and miracles, where we're all interconnected in some way, but not in a way that we can put through our brain, it all switches on. All the dimensions open, and you start to enjoy that excellence of being a majestic being, one that can do much more than just speak and dance and do all the things that you do physically, but can actually send all the fields and all the active energies around your being off to work to do things that are for good, for the good of everyone. And it reflects immediately 1,000-fold into your field to make you feel and act in the way that is most pleasant for you. The beauty of the feelings and the various attributes that come with your body now has to be experienced in this magic world that we've developed and we've seeded and taken into a positive field in the universe. The greatest thing is it's all available to you and you don't have to ask because you control it. And you don't control it with your mind. You just enjoy and it's there. It's not even imagination. It's too fast for imagination. It's like watching pictures and being involved in something that's quite different to what you look at every day. So don't hesitate to just decide to put on the coat of an actor or an athlete or a young child and feel it and know that it's true because you have that capability. And then in the long term, without studying anything, you can change the function of your body. You can change it so that it breathes through a different channel, through the channel of your origin. And then you find out that you were meant to do one thing on earth. That's to live a perfect life. And the only way you can do that is by being you. The you that came to earth to represent yourself. Not to anybody, but to yourself. We've been given the opportunity to live and live perfectly. And in that opportunity, we're now in a position to exercise some of the things that we never thought we could do. So take some time out of your busy life to actually live. Stop a few things for an hour and just see that the engine that's running at the moment is an endless circle that goes around on itself and says, I have to, 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 I have to. Sounds like an engine. But the world that's been given to us doesn't go around in circles. It's endless. And you can have the sensation of flying while you're just sitting on a seat, or lying in your bed, or walking. It's the same feeling you feel in nature that comes and goes sometimes, but you feel like you're being helped along. You feel like you could almost float. But the biggest activity is happening in your field. And if you imagine that you have an additional body, and many people have proposed this before, that you have an energy body. It's much more than that, but it's also there. What you can do is actually start your energetic field exercising. And you don't have to do anything. But you feel the advantage of it in your body. It happens straight away. It's just like that feeling of excitement you get when you're going to the beach. You just want to get up and go. That's that field, actually dancing and bringing all those great feelings to your physical body and making you healthy. So the beauty of all this is that you're starting to access all the fields that not only give you well-being, but make you healthy, without any formulas, without any specific foods, without any specific exercise. These are the things that actually work, where you shoot your energy out and let it dance, let it get excited and run around the circles, and you physically feel it. You can start to do exercises, and you'll find if you're sitting in the chair, you'll start to sit up a bit taller, because all the exercises are happening, all the frequencies are fired up. And if they put measuring machines on your body, they wouldn't know what they're reading, because they would be reading that excitement and that movement that's typical of you doing exercise or running around the local streets or around the field. Or as I do, you just up out of your body and run around and look down at everything. But you physically use that exercise mechanism that's part of the active energies that you often use when you're exercising your body. You'll notice that when you're younger, you keep exercising and that field keeps active and you get healthy, good feelings. You run a mile and when you stop, it's still going. Before you start, there's the butterflies because it's all getting active. We have the capability now of making that active while we're sitting still, of sending it out like I do, or I used to clean the windows. There are many, many things that you can be involved in. For every part of your life, you don't have to be doing. So initially, just take advantage of the short times that you give yourself to do nothing and start to move your field out into the trees, around the house, You may have to move your hands to encourage it initially. But then after a while, it's just like a rhythm. And for many people, music works. And I've done this with older people and said, you're sitting in a wheelchair, just put some music in your right foot. Think of a tune and put it in there. Then work it up one leg and across and down the other until you've got music in both legs. And then feel it rise through your body. And before long, they've got a big smile on their face. They can get up out of the wheelchair. And theoretically, they're not supposed to be able to, because they find their music. They find the music that makes the body turn into a majestic machine, one that is more powerful than you can ever know, one that survives major crashes and puts itself back together again. Sometimes it takes a long time. But we're now in a position to encourage that movement. And all our methods of assisting one another will now change into helping the energy fields to become active and positive, even if you're in a coma. And many scientific progressions are happening towards that. The field of sound, of vibration, is always one that will be developed and developed, because it affects our whole world. Everything changes, even when the wind blows. And if you stand outside, sometimes not even protected, and with certain winds, you will buzz with the excitement of the activity, because you know there's something really good happening, even though it might almost blow your house down. There's a movement afoot, and that's what we love. So in taking some time for yourself, allow that activity to accelerate 1,000-fold the activity of your being. It is a totally different world. It's the world of magic and miracles, where everything works, and where you don't have to reveal anything, because it's already on your face with a big smile. How you're enjoying yourself doesn't matter. If you need to connect to somebody, just connect to them. You'll feel them immediately. And you don't connect into their mind. That's the old school. We are multi-dimensional beings. We're not mind and matter. As we feel freer in this elevated position, we can step forward way beyond just this world. But you can't do it unless you satisfy this world, unless you make sure that you respect that the body is the host in your physical world. Without it, you go back to where you came from. So it's really important to make your body feel good. And just enjoy even the interference of a fly. And know that each time, it doesn't have to have a reason. It's just what flies do. And every time we become involved with anything, there'll be some way either around it or to use it to your advantage. The magic is so extensive, it has no rhyme or reason. It's yours to do with what you wish, and not even what you wish, beyond that. So what I've brought forward today is very practical. And unbeknown to the regular person, it's the most powerful thing you can actually be involved in, because it brings that perfection into your life and into the lives of those that you wish could have it. And in most cases, that's everyone. The gentleness of your being turns into a very, very powerful, endless source of love and harmony and excitement. And once again, we're able to stand tall in our own eyes and be totally convinced that we're being looked after, and there's no need to be concerned about any reason. We're being looked after by ourselves, even though there are millions of beings in the support crew. It's just like the taxi driver gets you to where you're going, but you advise where you're going. In that area, it's a matter of having fun. So think of some stupid things that you used to do when you were a youngster, and sit and start to do it without moving. And you'll find that part of you that I'm talking about will just separate from your body and start the performance. And you'll laugh and be happy and as excited as you were when you were a youngster. And age does not matter. The next exciting thing is, once you start to do these things, the whole framework of your body changes. Its support mechanism changes. You're not hanging together with bones and tissue. When you stand, you'll feel like you're hanging from your ribs, because you're held up with a whole different mechanism than a physical structure. You are held up by the enormous forces in every cell of your body, and they are capable of lifting you off the ground. You'll see in the very near future a bigger display of what's happening now, where people can dance, do somersaults, run up walls, do things that we never did when we were young. You'll see more and more of it, because they're aware of the fact that it's possible. And someone standing up on one hand and bouncing along, and then changing over to the other hand and waving as if they were hopping on one foot, it's become a regular thing. The first time that was tried was probably 10 years ago. And now everybody, all the youngsters try to do those things. They do somersaults, standing somersaults that never ever was possible without a springboard. So we're progressing very quickly. But as you start to move your energies, you'll find that you'll start to do things that your energies are doing. Your body will actually change its structure to maintain this beautiful perfection that you've created in a world that nobody can see. But everyone will feel it, and they'll be saying, I want some of what she's got. Or I want some of what he's got. And all you'll get is a knowing smile that life is working. Just like the smile when you look at a beautiful flower that's just opened up, or a young child that's just opened their eyes. You get that smile of knowing that everything's working. So it's not limited to special times anymore. It's available all the time, day and night. And through into areas that you didn't think you could go into. Through into worlds that you didn't think you could go into. But most certainly, through that specific channel that each one of you know, that takes you to your origin. And it's not just a place, it's everywhere. So the hologram that is you is formed by a million cameras. They're all different dimensions, different planets, different stars. And they appear and focus around your body, just like sparkles. So each time you go into the magic and the sparkles, you switch on the complete hologram. And that gives you access to worlds beyond worlds that you have never, ever considered. And as you open each sparkle, you have a new experience. And then they go into a random pattern that fires you up and makes you look like you're Tinkerbell, with all the antics and all the capabilities. And the reality of it is that it's with you, it's here now. And as we start throwing things backwards and forwards to one another, they'll turn into the most magic gifts that we could ever imagine. We don't even know what we're sending because it affects the field of another person and they receive from their field, not from yours. So you don't really know how beautiful you've made their day or their life. All you have to do is continue to pass on that interaction that allows everyone to achieve what they want in their world. And the practical way of doing it changes every minute. So don't think you've got it right or wrong. You start to use your energies, 1 minute they'll be really powerful, next minute they'll be soft and hard to find. Because there's a random movement. And it's a little bit like the notes from a piano. At the center of the note is an intense sound, but leading up and leading away, not so. But the whole thing is still there. So the random movement of your energies, of your fields, of your senses, produce unknowns that always thrill you. And if anybody has ever walked up and said, wow, what's that really nice smell I can feel around you? Not feel, I can smell. And you don't even know that you're doing it. But you're generating the aroma of a rose or another thing that you can't put your mind to. It's a complex aroma that you can generate because you're feeling so good. And you'll notice that the sparkle in someone's eyes holds every color, holds every spectrum when they're alive, when they're really alive and ready to go. You read it. And a final thing that will take a little bit of time to get used to is that the energies in the physical world enter your being through your eyes. So allow everything to come in through your eyes. Don't hold the blinds down and keep looking out. Open up and allow the energy fields to enter your physical body so that they can nourish you and so that you don't have to decipher anything. Allow the world in and it will fill you totally to the core. And then it's easy to interact with all the fields and not even consider what you're doing. You can feel the excitement of everything and everyone from everywhere and through every dimension because you're willing to let it all in. So our total transparency gives us total ability and total access to our personal supercomputer that can change anything, anywhere, at any time. Can make us disappear so that we don't get run over by a truck and appear again when the truck's gone. The power of what we're talking about is beyond all technology. And we're entering it knowing full well its power because each person sometime during their life has experienced it. Maybe you can't remember, but you have experienced it. And now we're able to look our world in the face and allow it all inside. Keeps us whole and keeps us all without mystery. Holding our own mystical being for our own reason and not having to explain anything. So this has been a little bit different today, and I hope to be able to bring more in a practical sense, keeping in mind that you don't follow anything I say, you follow what comes to you. So in closing, once again, I wish you all a perfect life, perfect health, and a very magic future. Thank you.